Good morning, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining, y'all. Today, we will focus on how AI elevates planning in SAP Analytics Cloud, from intelligent AI-assisted calculations to predictive functions that sharpen forecast accuracy. You will see how to capture insights with AI-driven commenting, generate chart narratives that speed understanding, and automate anomaly detection to reduce manual effort. We will also demonstrate practical patterns that turn static models into adaptive, insight-rich processes, enabling faster, more confident scenario planning and decision-making.
My name is Jason Reed, and I'm the Director of Customer Success at Simplify. And myself and Sri today are going to take you through a variety of topics, including what we're doing as a customer, who we are as a company, what we do with our customers. And then we're going to get into some specifics and show you exactly, how the new AI functions work and do a demo of it and so on. Now, one thing I'll say right up front, I worked with SAP for 18 years. At that time, I did a lot of work with Simplify as well. And over that time, I saw SAP and SAC Analytics Cloud become a very powerful planning and forecasting tool. During that time, SAP also said, we will become a cloud company. And a cloud company they became. Now, SAP has also said the same thing about AI. They will embed AI. They will embed AI with their partners through every aspect of the SAP solution set, including SAC. And that's part of what we will cover today. Next slide there. Now, one of the things that I will say, that I did do a lot of work when I was with SAP with Simplify before I joined Simplify. And one of the things that we always said as a team internally in SAP was Simplify had some of the best customers in the business. They were referenceable. Their goal to get 100% customer referenceability is not just a tagline. It is something they work and strive very hard towards. And these are some of the customers that are on that list that act today as our references, that speak at conferences for us. It is a very impressive list, and we will continue to build on that list as we move forward. Next slide. Now, Simplify, first of all, Simplify as an organization is made up of financial experts, people who went to school, who did their CPAs. They are chartered accountants. They have been in the business. They know what you as a customer in your finance business are all about. That is one of the core strengths. Our managing partners are those types of people. Perhaps for the lack of a better term, they've been around the block and they know the challenges that you face as a customer. Really, Simplify is, and I want to say two parts, but we're sister companies. Simplify itself is the core business services. We're the ones that will do your implementation, help you with your design, look at your existing architectures and make sure we identify challenges there. And that group, of course, being made up of people like Sri today, who will be speaking, are highly technology focused, know SAP Analytics Cloud, know BDC, DataSphere, know the solutions that are required to drive that implementation properly. The sister company to that, of course, is Planify. That is where all of our content resides. And content, I can say right now, is one of the most important parts of an implementation cycle. We have a tremendous number of Planify content applications. If you can move to the next slide, Sri. Whether it's pipeline planning, sales forecasting, revenue planning, costing, CapEx, OpEx, all of these are built out data sets, dimensionality, members, calculations, as well as scripts and documentation about how that content can be used. And that content is a core foundation for us, which helps really speed and accelerate your project, because we know what you're going to face, whether it's with consolidations, planning, analytics, pure BI implementations. We know what you're going to go through. We have the content to help support it, and we will be there with that content to move you through that cycle as fast as we can. Next slide there. One of the things that SAP will speak very deeply about is seamless planning. Seamless planning is represented, or one of the aspects of seamless planning is represented as being able to share data across data models, across processes, across workflows. And that is one thing as well that the architecture of the Planify content can give you. So for example, if you're updating, if you're using the HR planning content in the module, if changes are updated and made in there, and you also have the revenue or margin planning or the expense planning, those items and functions are rolled over and maintained across multiple planning ecosystems. And that is a key part of the whole seamless planning. We have customers that very much started out with one of our content packages and then moved to two and then moved to three and now are using the entire list of capabilities and functionalities to broaden that planning across the entire ecosystem of their organization. Next slide. So from an architectural perspective, traditionally there was standalone planning and analytics solutions. There's a lot of licensing structures, infrastructures, integration points, skill sets for different requirements. Data went everywhere and however it went. With respect to the Planify cloud architecture, we provide a model, a license, a master data, an administration structure with all the reporting and everything combined. It is there for you to really streamline that entire planning process for whatever type of planning that you're looking to do. Next slide. I believe we're going to get into the content now. Before we do, I will like to introduce Shri. Worked with Shri now for a couple of years. He's smart. He's a good person, and I've never seen anybody that has been a better trusted partner and advisor who works with his customers very, very closely. So I'm glad he was able to be here today to help us understand a little bit more about the AI content. Over to you, Shri.
Thank you very much, Jason. Thanks for the introduction. So hello, everyone. This is Sri Kondapalli. I've been working with Simplify for the last 3 years. I'm a principal consultant. I have an experience of over 15 years. I've worked as a financial analyst, worked in BPC, BW space, and also SAC, now BDC, right? So let's get into the topic. In today's data-driven business, so basically speed, accuracy, and intelligence are crucial. SAC integrates analytics, planning, and AI-driven intelligence. So enabling organizations to explore, analyze, and act on data more effectively than ever before, right? So let's start with an important question. Why do we actually need artificial intelligence in SAC planning, right? We've all been part of planning cycles that feel never ending, right? Endless spreadsheets, manual adjustments, static assumptions, even with powerful tools like SAC, right? Much of our logic is still based on predefined formulas or fixed historical trends. In most organizations today, planning mostly relies heavily on human input and static business rules. And what really happens when the market shifts? Those static models often fail to keep up, leading to slower decision cycles, less agility, and forecasts that don't always reflect real world conditions. Right? You might have experienced this firsthand. By the time you finalize your forecast, the assumptions have already changed. And also, industry study shows 80% of planning effort goes into data prep rather than analysis. So what if this percentage is flipped? This is exactly where artificial intelligence steps into SAC and transforms the game. It brings automation, intelligence, and contextual understanding directly into the planning process, where the system learns from your historical and live data patterns. It identifies correlations, predicts outcomes, and even suggests improvements, right? Imagine your planning system not just following your instructions, but actually advising you. So how interesting would that be, right? So with that, let's get into the AI features that SAC is currently offering. So overall, there are 8 different features. So let's deep dive into each of the features. Yeah. So data actions. So AI with data actions is kind of interesting because it would automatically generate scripts or comments using natural language. So instead of manually configuring each step, you can simply describe your intent and SAC automatically generates the corresponding data action logic. Then we have AI assisted calculations. So these AI assisted calculations is specially used in the reporting. So currently this feature is available only in data analyzer. So where you can directly ask system saying that you need to calculate a specific formula, right? So system would automatically generate the formula and then do the calculations as you expect. AI assisted comments. So numbers tell part of the story, context completes it, right? So summarizing existing comments and rephrasing new comments and whatnot, it helps you to communicate faster, smarter, with better context. And it obviously helps you in collaborative planning. Then we have just ask. So just ask is a natural language query. What it does is basically it gives you it delivers a tailored contextual insights on user questions. So you can just enter what do you want to know about, and it will automatically give you the reports, charts, and all insights needed. So you don't really need to rely on IT team to build a report. So right before you are going into a meeting, you don't really need to check with IT to create a report. You can directly go check what's the latest revenue or whatever it is, right? I'll show you in the demo. So next we have chart summary. So this is an interesting feature because the AI in this chart summary summarizes the chart text in PowerPoint presentation, and it tries to explain you using natural language, turning these complex charts into conceptual insights. This helps planners, analysts, and decision makers quickly grasp trends, variance, and anomalies without manually interpreting the charts. Then we have smart insights. So smart insights, so just ask is what, right? So what is my revenue, what is my sales, or what is my cost of goods sold or something, right? Smart insights is explains why. So why did your sales increase? Why did your demand go down or something like that, right? So it automatically provides context and explanation behind any data point or variance. So it identifies the key contributors, outliners, and patterns behind a data point and tries to give you all the insight needed. Next, we have smart grouping. Yeah. So smart grouping, right? So SAC uses machine learning to automatically group similar data points, right? Such as customers, products, or even regions. So based on the shared characteristics of or patterns in the data set, in scatter or bubble chart, SAC helps you do the smart grouping. And then we have predictive planning. So predictive planning is the most powerful tool in SAC AI area because it is where AI and business meet strategy, right? It brings machine learning forecasting models directly into your planning workflows, allowing planners to predict future performance, detect trends, and make smarter decisions, all within the familiar SAC environment. You don't really need a separate tool. It's built right into the planning layer, designed for finance and business users. So today we are going to cover most of the new features that are released by SAC. So for predictive planning, it's been there in for a while in SAC, and we've already done few demos and webinars related to predictive planning. So and it would need a separate session to explain these features. So I'll cover all the other areas here. Having said that, let's get into the demo. Okay. So let's begin with a data action calculation in AI. So I'll come here. So in the advanced formula, we can give our commands so that it would generate the data action. And we need to be precise and accurate in terms of giving. I'll show you an example. So if I just say calculate revenue, right, and hit this button, generate script, it will take few seconds to generate the. So you see here, it didn't really give the exact calculation that I wanted, right? So it just gave a random code. So I would reject this, come back here, and I would say based on my ASP and unit sold. And now let's see what the system gives us. So exactly what I wanted, right? So let's see, let me save this and see how it actually works, right? So I've already added this data action here in my story. So it should calculate revenue here. So let me run the data action and it should fill the revenue area here. You see, so this is done automatically now, right? So I just don't want to run the revenue for all the products. I just want to run uh, revenue only for, say, my product laptop, right? So let me remove this. So I would say for laptop and just try to generate the script. So you see here, so it automatically filtered laptop, my product, right? And I would accept this, save my data action, come back here, run the data action, and see if it runs only for laptop or even generates revenue for all of that. See, that's what. So it didn't actually generate anything for smartphone and tablets, but it just calculated revenue for laptops. So similarly, I can also do, say, I want to calculate the gross profit based on my revenue and COGS for Texas. So just the click of a button, we have this script generated. I would accept this. I would come save my data action, come here, run the data action again, and see if it calculates gross profit. So you see, it calculated only for Texas, right? So yeah, that's how we can do it. And the other interesting feature is, like, say, if I come here, select my script and ask system to generate a comment, it would give me the comment needed. So usually what really happens for a developer, right? So when we actually develop a code, we'll be done with it. But when some other developer comes and looks into it, it would take lots of time for them to actually see what it is and why are we doing that calculation, right? So it's obviously better to have comments. But if there are no comments, we can do this, and it would give the comments here. And if we don't like it, we can reject it and add our own comments. But if we like it, we can have those comments here. So this is what AI is doing with data actions, right? So advantages with this feature in data actions is faster automation, reduction in technical overhead, and consistency across all the models, and agility for changing the assumptions, right? So this is what it is with data actions. Now let's get into the um, next feature, commenting. So for the purpose of demo, right, I've already created a few comments here, right? I would just go add those comments here and show you how these commenting feature actually helps us, right? So let me copy this comment. So first thing, when I paste it, it asks me to do a rephrase. I can either go with a rephrase or straight away add a comment, right? So first I'll add comments for all of these. Next, I'll go with Texas. Add my comment here. Now, right, I'm done with these two. So now I can directly go to the aggregated level, right? Right click here and click on summarize comments for all the descendants, right? It would give me the gist of all the comments that I do have here, right? So this is one of the interesting features, and it gives in a point, right? So it says you need not go to each and every comment. You can come here, check what these comment mean, and you can do this. And the other feature would be, so I would come here again, copy my comment and paste it here, right? So while pasting it here, it would ask me to rephrase it, right? Um, I can either go with a rephrase, say, let me go with a rephrase. So it gives clearly step by step the same result, and I can add this as a comment, right? And also I can add one more comment on here. So I would say sales or profits are reduced because of increase in manufacturing costs last quarter, right? So this is what I've typed. But if I click rephrase here, it will automatically get it into the proper statement, and I can add this comment. And here I can come here, see the other feature that it has is I can summarize the comments, right? So if there are 4 or 5 comments that happen here, it would give us the exact gist of all the comments. So it really helps in when you work in teams, right? So different team members entering or different teams entering these comments, and it would make sense once you click the thread summary, you can see the overall status of what's happening there. You need not go to each and every comment, but you can directly go check all these comments. So these are the features for comments. This is kind of interesting, and it would definitely help right speeding up the commentary, ensuring consistency in messaging, and enhancing the collaboration across all the teams. So this is what it does with commenting. So now let's go to the other feature, right? Just ask the natural language feature. So you must have seen this natural language query option on your home screen, right? So come check what it actually does. What is the revenue for last quarter, for an example, right? Click enter. So it would take you to a different screen, right? Here you can select the model. So I would go select my model. It takes few seconds to get selected. Yep. Request index. So now, right, I have this question. I would just click on that, right? So it takes few seconds to generate the visualizations. Okay, so it just gave me the revenue. So let me put by customer segment and hit. So it's just a simple question you asking your colleague, right? So what's the revenue, or what happens here, and all those stuff, right? Very simple questions. See, it generates everything here. If you want to have it as a chart, you can also ask that as a waterfall chart, right? And just hit the button. So if our question has enough data, and if it can generate a chart or a visualization or a table, it would definitely do it. And if there are some challenges there, it won't display the data. We can change our question accordingly and make changes. So see here, we have a waterfall chart. So what I would do now is I'll go back to my earlier question, hit it again, right? It just doesn't display you few charts and tables, that is reports. It also allows you to analyze the data. So you would see, yeah, my revenue is so and so for the last quarter. So can I dig deeper and see why is it different? So you have this data analyzer option here. So with a click of a button, it opens with the same filters that we have asked for, right? Opens here in a separate tab. You can come here, do analyze your data slicing or data analysis with the help of data analyzer, right? So bear with me, it takes few seconds to open up. So not just this, if you want to see it by product, right, you can bring in, right? If you want to see it by date, yeah, you can look it look at it this way, right? So this is what our just task does. So what is my data, right? So now with all this stuff here, right, we have what? How can we know why, right? So that's where our next feature, Smart Insights, comes into picture. So this has been in SAC for quite a time, right? So what it actually does is you can come to a chart at a data point, you can click the Smart Insights, and it will give you the description, the explanation needed for that. So it says that total so for quarter 2025, whatever is your revenue by product for California and all those stuff. And if you scroll down, hit it, right, you can see different charts which actually explains your variance analysis, or right, and you can do it by month, by quarter, and also an year. And if so, yeah, so this is what Smart Insights actually do here. So this is one of the easiest feature and best feature that SAC has provided. So now let's get back to our presentation, right? So we have two more features actually. Assisted calculations, right? AI assisted calculations. So AI assisted calculations and chart summary are not released into the tenants yet, but we have it will be released soon. And as I mentioned earlier, um, AI assisted calculations is used only in data analyzer for now. So eventually it would be also in stories, but the initial release, it would only be in the calculations for data analyzer. So here, right, so you can come in. It basically guides users in creating formulas by suggesting syntax and measures, minimizing errors and reducing dependency on technical expertise. So when you have a data analyzer, like I've shown earlier, you don't really need to know the technical, go through technical nuances. You can directly come here, just type give a statement, and it should automatically generate the formula here. So same goes with chart summary. So the interesting feature that would be here is like with this kind of feature, it actually accelerates model building and planning workflows, and it also reduces formula risk, right? So formula errors, and it keeps on giving you suggestions, and it makes analytics accessible to all the business users, not just the technical folks or planning analysts, right? So our next feature is chart summary. So it automatically generates a narrative for any charts, highlights key trends, changes, and anomalies, right? Um, and so basically, it improves storytelling. So just like assisted calculations, even chart summary is not released in all the tenants yet. So once you log into your PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, and bring in the tree chart here, and with a click of a button, just generate summary, and it will give you all the details, and it helps you, it summarizes the details that are needed in this specific chart. So, and like mentioned here, it would give it in bullet points, it will explain all the details and all those stuff. So this is one of the interesting features that we do have currently. So So this is actually the SAP roadmap for AI in SAC. So 2026 is going to be very interesting. It's not just the data action or a command summarization, but Joule is coming, and lots of exciting features that are coming, which I'm actually looking forward to. So today we have covered 8 key features, starting from data actions to predictive planning, each one bringing you closer to a faster, smarter planning process. So I would like to conclude by saying that AI isn't replacing planners, it's elevating them. Yeah, thank you for attending this webinar. I encourage you to explore these AI capabilities in your SAC environment, experience how planning and forecasting can be faster, smarter, and more accurate. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri. And that was very interesting insights into SAP's latest AI capabilities. We have, as part of our applications, embedded some of these functionalities already and are here also for any conversations you might want to have around utilizing this for your environment as well. So thank you so much. This concludes today's webinar, and reach out to us. simplifysolutions.com/events is where you find our upcoming webinars. And please follow us on LinkedIn to get updates directly into your inbox. Thank you so much. Take good care. Bye-bye.